On November 28, 2025, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi issued a direct call to the United Kingdom, urging the nation to uphold the One China principle. This diplomatic push comes at a time of growing tensions over Taiwan, a democratically governed island that Beijing claims as part of its territory. The statement by Wang Yi adds another layer to the ongoing global debate about Taiwan's political future as Beijing continues to rally support for its position amidst a complex web of international relationships. The One China principle, which has long been a cornerstone of China's foreign policy, asserts that both Taiwan and mainland China are part of a single nation, a view that is deeply rooted in China's territorial claims. However, Taiwan's government has consistently rejected this assertion, considering itself a sovereign state with its own government, military, and foreign relations. Despite Taiwan's position, China has remained firm in its stance, pushing for international recognition of its territorial claim over Taiwan. In his remarks, Wang Yi called on the United Kingdom to join China in recognizing the One China principle, reinforcing China's demand for global acknowledgement of Taiwan as part of its territory. During his meeting with Britain's National Security Advisor Jonathan Powell in Beijing, Wang Yi emphasized the need for strong strategic communication and coordination between China and the UK, especially as global tensions surrounding Taiwan continue to escalate. China hopes to maintain strategic communication and enhance necessary coordination with the United Kingdom, Wang said during the meeting. This statement underscores Beijing's diplomatic efforts to solidify its position on Taiwan in the face of mounting international challenges, particularly from countries that support Taiwan's democratic governance. The UK's response to these calls is crucial, as Britain navigates its relationships with both China and the United States, two global powers with starkly opposing views on the Taiwan issue. In addition to Taiwan, Wang Yi and Jonathan Powell discussed the ongoing situation in Ukraine, a subject that continues to shape international diplomacy. While the specifics of their conversation on Ukraine remain unclear, it is likely that discussions centered around Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the broader security implications for Europe and the international community. China, as a major global power, has been under increasing scrutiny for its stance on Russia's actions, with Western nations calling for stronger condemnation of Moscow's military aggression. China, however, has maintained a more neutral position, often calling for dialogue and diplomatic solutions rather than taking a firm stance against Russia. The timing of Wang Yi's statement is significant, coming amid an ongoing diplomatic dispute between Beijing and Tokyo over Taiwan. In recent months, tensions between the two countries have intensified, particularly after Japan's vocal support for Taiwan's political independence. This has led to heightened diplomatic confrontations, with China accusing Japan of interfering in its internal affairs and challenging its sovereignty over Taiwan. China's diplomatic efforts to rally international support for its stance on Taiwan are part of a broader strategy to assert its influence on the world stage. Beijing has been actively engaging with nations around the globe, seeking to ensure that the One China principle is widely accepted and recognized. This includes pressing countries to avoid official engagement with Taiwanese leaders and to recognize Taiwan as a part of China in international forums. The UK's position on Taiwan has been a delicate balancing act. While Britain has long been a supporter of Taiwan's democratic system, it has also been cautious not to antagonize China, a critical trading partner and a rising global power. The UK's stance on Taiwan is influenced by its broader strategic interests in Asia, particularly its desire to maintain strong relations with China in the areas of trade, investment, and regional security. At the same time, the UK's commitment to human rights and democracy, particularly in relation to Taiwan, complicates its position on the issue. In recent years, the UK has faced increasing pressure from the United States to align more closely with Western policies on Taiwan and to take a firmer stance against China's territorial claims. This has created a difficult diplomatic environment for the UK, as it attempts to navigate the tensions between its support for Taiwan's democratic system and its economic ties with China. The UK has also been increasingly focused on its post-Brexit foreign policy, seeking to strengthen its position on the global stage, particularly in Asia. China, for its part, has been unwavering in its demand for recognition of the One China principle. The Chinese government has consistently pressed foreign governments to adhere to this principle, framing it as a fundamental issue of national sovereignty. Beijing's stance on Taiwan is clear. It views the island as an integral part of China, and it expects the international community to respect its territorial claims. The issue of Taiwan remains one of the most sensitive and contentious topics in international diplomacy. While Taiwan has long operated as a de facto independent nation, with its own government, military, and economy, China has refused to recognize this reality. Beijing has consistently expressed its intent to reunify Taiwan with the mainland, by force if necessary, although it prefers to achieve this goal through peaceful means. The growing tensions between China and Taiwan have been exacerbated by increased military activity in the region, particularly around the Taiwan Strait. In recent months, China has conducted a series of military exercises near Taiwan, including naval drills and air patrols, signalling its readiness to assert its claims over the island. These actions have raised alarms in Taiwan and among its international allies, particularly the United States, which has a long-standing commitment to supporting Taiwan's defense. The United States, along with several other Western nations, has expressed strong support for Taiwan's right to determine its own future, including its political status. This support has been a source of tension between Washington and Beijing, with China accusing the US of meddling in its internal affairs and violating its sovereignty. The US has also pledged to defend Taiwan in the event of a Chinese military attack, further escalating the stakes in the Taiwan dispute. China's diplomatic efforts to gain international support for its position on Taiwan are part of a broader strategy to shape global perceptions and influence international policy. Beijing is keen to ensure that Taiwan's political status is recognized as part of China, and it is using its economic and diplomatic power to pressure countries into supporting its claims. The UK's response to these diplomatic overtures will be closely watched, as it will signal how far London is willing to go in balancing its relations with China and its support for Taiwan. The growing tensions over Taiwan are also part of a broader geopolitical shift in Asia. As China rises as a global power, it is increasingly seeking to assert its influence in the region, particularly in areas where it has territorial disputes, such as the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. This has led to heightened tensions with neighbouring countries, including Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines, as well as with the United States. In this context, the UK's position on Taiwan is likely to continue evolving as it navigates the complex dynamics of its foreign relations. The country's response to China's call for support of the One China principle will be an important indicator of its approach to China's growing global influence and its role in the Asia-Pacific region. As the situation surrounding Taiwan continues to unfold, it is clear that the international community will play a pivotal role in shaping the future of the island. The positions taken by major powers such as the United States, China, and the UK will have lasting implications for the region's stability and for global geopolitics as a whole. The diplomatic maneuvers surrounding Taiwan will continue to be a key issue in international relations for the foreseeable future. In conclusion, the call by China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi for the UK to uphold the One China principle reflects the ongoing diplomatic battle over Taiwan's political status. As global tensions over the issue continue to rise, the UK's response will be critical in shaping the future of Taiwan and its relations with China. The world watches as the situation continues to evolve, with significant consequences for international diplomacy and regional security.